Hello, children, and concerned parents and outraged feminists. We are here once again in Down Under for a story. I have to begin, though, by relaying a message which has been given to me by my legal team, who have told me once again to cut it out. I must declare my conflict of interest. The Valera mentioned in the previous story is in fact the same Valera that slept with my ex-wife. Now on to the story. Today is the story about three little pigs who went out to build themselves a life. It is incidental and quite amusing that they were all members of the Vice City Police Department. Once there were three little pigs and a mother pig. The mother didn't have any money because she's a farm animal. Ha ha, ha ha. And decided to send out her three sons to whore themselves out, seek their own fortune and fame, whatever life brings to them. The first pig was extremely lazy. He only got promoted to an officer. He didn't care for anything or anyone and made himself a little shack out of straws and decided to live, well, like a Vice City police officer, like a pig. Anyways, the second pig was not half as lazy. He got promoted to a detective, so he built his house out of wood that he stole from a bypassing truck driver. He also robbed a couple of taxi drivers too. The crimes may have been racially motivated, we don't know. The second pig's house didn't look bad, but it wasn't a fancy place either. Now the third pig, he was an exceptional piggy. He got promoted to superintendent. He built a multi-story condo with safety measures, heating, and dirt paths, and a security system as well. And he even had one of those fancy electronic biometric locks on the front, which would only respond to his piggy finger. Now, since all three pigs were just animals and not engineers, after all, they were police officers, they built their houses in the woods, where it was nobody's property and no crazed gun maniac would massacre them. But oh wait, the poor little pigs did not think about the big bad wolf, who was a local gang member. The big bug wolf saw the whole construction and proceeded. But instead of attacking first, he decided to give them a challenge. While at it, while the wolf waited, he got far more hungry. And once all three homes were done, he commenced his plan. He approached the straw house and loudly declared, "Hey, you in there, piggy. I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your straws down and take your retirement fund with me." The pig was just about to open the door, but the wolf didn't care a single bit. He blew the shack so far, even today's Indonesians are finding straw in their living rooms. Then came time for pig number 2. The wolf strode up to the wooden house and declared the same sentence. "Open up, you stupid pig. You're not a cop anymore, or I'll huff and puff and I'll blow your house down." The second one was only half as lazy, but also half as dumb than the first pig. He didn't break for no petty wolf threats. The wolf blew as hard as he could, and the wooden house barely moved. The wolf, however, was a professional of his trade, having broken into many houses again for over a very distinguished and long criminal career. He would be a good friend of one of the state politicians here. He brought into assistance a flamethrower from the Second World War. With this he easily burnt down the wooden house, and that was the final sun-tanning second for the session piggy. He was bacon. Now, last but not least, the third pig was living a life of luxury, and due to the food he'd gotten really fat, like most public servants do. Wolf came to his condo and declared the exact same sentence he'd been declaring for the past 20 years. "Open up or I'll huff and puff and blow your house down. You're not a cop anymore. I'm here to steal your retirement fund." The pig opened the door. He got stuck in the doorway, I might add. You may call this farm animal smart, but I call him treacherous. The wolf entered his home and was surprised by the lavish interior. The little pig said, of course, we can. And that was in response to a question. He asked the little pig, the wolf did, if they could marry and make love and live together in this beautiful home. I don't know why the wolf asked this question. Once the pig noticed that the weapon is up for grabs that the wolf had been carrying around, he lunged at it screaming, "Yippee-ki-yay, wolf," and rained flaming terror upon the big bad wolf. Now see, kids, pig is an animal which does not have a proper hand, so they can't really get a tight grip on a flamethrower, you know. That's why the third pig ended up burning his condo and himself down. At this time the mother pig, who was close to death, came to check on her children. After looking at each house, she nodded and sewed a dress out of the pig's wolfskin and had a good meal loaded with pork steaks. The end. Happy living out there, kids. It's been your favourite storyteller, John Vegemite. But before you go, you must understand the moral of the story. If any gay wolves come to your door, don't open it. Oh, that makes me moist.